Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Today we're in Ho Chi Minh City, also known as Saigon, and today we're going to try Southern Vietnamese food for the first time.
You may already know that we actually used to live in Vietnam. We spent a whole year in the north in Hanoi. So we're super excited that we're finally able to try some food from the south, because this is the first time that we've ever come to this region. And we're going to try to stick to some foods that are a little bit more unique. So we're not really going to have pho or banh mi because everyone knows that already. But we absolutely miss Vietnamese food. I'm so excited, I'm so hungry, I'm starving, so let's eat.
For our first item of this Southern Vietnamese food tour, we are trying something called hủ tiếu, which is this pork-based soup. Apparently this has been around since the 60s, and I think it's from Chinese origin actually. And you can get it with broth or without broth, but we got it with broth. I guess it has a pork bone-based broth, and you can get all sorts of toppings. I picked every single thing they had, so it looks like we've got like meatballs, some shredded pork, we've got some shrimp, it's topped with cilantro, peanuts, all sorts of goodies, and it smells absolutely delicious. I think that this is one of Gordon Ramsay's favorite dishes actually. He featured it on MasterChef one year, I think I read, but I've never had this before, so let's try it. It smells so good. It looks like such a simple, clear broth, but there is so much flavor in there. Of course, just like with any soup here in Vietnam, they also give you a bunch of toppings that you can add, so I think I'm gonna add some of these bean sprouts. Ooh. Put some of this. And then maybe we will squeeze a little bit of lime too. All right, let me try this. As with most soups here in Vietnam, it comes with rice noodles. So let's try some noodles. Oh, it's in a big clump. They're chewy. Oh, wow. This is massive chunks of pork too. Ooh, it's really peppery. This is really good. And although it looks really simple, it's really deep in flavor.
That's delicious. It kind of tastes sour. I don't know if it's from the lime, but...
It is from the lime.
I really like that though. And it doesn't taste like pho. It doesn't taste that beefy. Because I thought, from the looks of it, I was like, oh, this just looks like pho.
Because it's pork-based instead of beef.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And also the noodles are completely different, which I'm kind of excited about.
They almost remind me of like cold noodle in Korea because they're so chewy.
Maybe because you had them this quickly. I don't feel like that they're that chewy. That's really nice. That meat was a bit chewy, but I think it's supposed to be like that. Let me try this one. Yeah, this is also kind of chewy. It's really, really yummy, and it comes with shrimp. So good. I really like this. I thought it would be the same as pho, yeah, but it's not. So, very, very good. And you also get tea, or technically we bought it, but at many restaurants here, you always get tea for free. This one was 3,000, but that's still almost free. And it tastes so good. I don't know if it's jasmine tea. It's not sweet.
I think it's jasmine.
It tastes like the inside of those like popping boba balls. It's so refreshing. So we came around the corner to a spot in an alleyway, and we're the only people here. There's literally just almost like a house where the lady put a seat down for us, which is so nice. And we're having Bò Kho Bà Ba, which is beef stew with banh mi, which is bread. And you get it with herbs, and you have salt and lime. And she mixed the salt and lime together for us. And I think what you're supposed to do is grab the beef, and they're so big, such big pieces. And dip it in the salt. And then eat it with the bread, I think. This beef looks very fatty. Oh wait, I didn't put the herbs onto my beef stew. Oh well. That meat is like perfectly cooked, so soft. It just melts in your mouth. It's just divine. I think there's some carrots in there. This is so good. Yeah.
This broth is super beefy, super flavorful. I think it's thickened with cornstarch maybe because it has like this viscous texture. So let me dunk into this broth. Take a bite.
Put any salt?
Yeah, I put some on here. So tender. It's like the most hearty beef stew you've ever had. It is so delicious.
The lady was so nice and she brought us another dish which seems to be similar, but it has more beef, carrots, and an egg and onions on top. Looks delicious. There's so much meat on there too.
I know, the woman's so friendly. She's super sweet. She showed us how to do everything.
Just like everyone here, to be honest, in Vietnam. Everyone's like saying hello to us and...
Dip in the yolk.
Oh yeah. Looks so juicy. It's so hot though. I can feel it. That beef is just the best beef. Like, I feel like if you imagine the softest, delicious, slow-cooked beef or whatever, this is it.
It's like goulash beef.
Yeah. Actually, that's true. It reminds me of like Eastern European food. Yeah, and then with the bread, this bread is really top-tier bread. It's so good. I love it.
This salt and lime mixture is amazing as well. And just look at this beef. These chunks are massive. I mean, this is only like $2 or something like that. It literally just melts in your mouth. It is so good.
I also really like the salt. I was kind of confused. I was like, why would you need to dip your probably salty beef into salt? But it adds something. I don't know. It makes it even like, I don't know, nicer, juicier, saltier.
A little bit citrus too.
Oh yeah, exactly. Xin chào.
Bà ba là mother.
You're the mother?
Bà ba là mother.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
okay.
So you're the mother? You're Baba?
Bà ba.
Ah, okay.
So this place is called Bò Kho Bà Ba, and I guess she is Ba Ba, which I think she said something about means mother or something
Yeah,
like that.
She's the mom who makes the food.
Yeah.
I think.
Either way, maybe we're wrong, but this place is absolutely amazing. So if you are here in Ho Chi Minh, you definitely have to come here. It's a little bit hard to find because it's kind of just down this random alley, but there's a sign out front, and we will try to mark all of the locations in the description so that you can come here for yourself, because it is 100% worth it. It's gonna be hard to beat this. Let's be honest. This is amazing.
So legit and so local.
Yeah.
I love it.
We are now at a place called Bambeo Ko Mai Phu Yen. And we are having some chive noodles, and this dish looks absolutely amazing. Now, if you're Vietnamese, you can tell from the name of this restaurant that this is based in the Phu Yen province, which I guess is more southern central Vietnam. So that is where this dish comes from. I guess what this has is chives, garlic chives, fish balls, and also chunks of fish, and also little quail eggs I can see floating in there. And I cannot wait to try this. I've heard that this place is really popular with locals, and of course, we are the only foreigners here, so I guess that's true. So let's get ourselves some chopsticks and try this out. Now, with any soup in Vietnam, of course, you can customize this to your taste, but this is a dish that we have never tried before, so I'm gonna try it straight up first. Ooh, look at all these chives. It's so green. Oh, and these noodles. Yeah, they look like those kind of thick tapioca style noodles, but I'm not really sure. All right, let's take some of the broth. Some of these noodles. Totally. They taste like a gummy tapioca kind of noodle, which I absolutely love. I'm much more of a fan of thick, chubby noodles like this, so I love this. Let's try one of these fish cakes though. Although this is a fish soup, it's not super fishy or anything like that. But I've heard that you're supposed to put some lime in this, so we're gonna try it that way after.
Yeah, it doesn't taste fishy at all. It tastes really good. It's kind of like a rice gooey udon or something.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know in the comments if this is made from rice or from tapioca.
So there's no like actual, oh wait, this is actual fish. Yeah, I want to try that. That's so soft. That's delicious.
I'm not sure what kind of fish it is. It just said freshwater fish.
It almost tastes a little bit like tuna, but way more soft and, I don't know, almost creamy. I don't know, it's so good.
It looks so meaty.
Yeah. Oh. The fish cake is a little bit like crunchy, like those fish balls, but still tastes good. Way different than anything we've had in Vietnam, I feel like. Really good.
All right, let's try this fish. So flaky. Yeah, it's so meaty. I'm not sure what kind of fish this is. If you've had this dish before, please let us know what it is. Let's see if I can pick up this little quail egg. It's so small. It's slippery. It's funny. Whenever I think of a fish dish like this, I always think it's gonna be super fishy, but this is really mild. So if you're somebody who doesn't really like fish that much, you would still like this.
So we got another thing, and this is called Van Beo Chang Nong or something like that. And it's this, I think, rice flour goo. That's what it looks like. Kind of like a pudding, I don't know. And it has chicken floss and croutons and herbs. It's a lot harder than I thought.
Really?
Yeah. It's almost like wax. I think you're supposed to put some sauce on it or something, but I don't want to put something spicy before I've tried it.
Yeah, just try it straight up first. I assume on its own, there's probably not much flavor, right?
No, it tastes like kind of what you imagine, just like as if you mushed up some rice and made it into a paste, and then put it in here. And it's even like kind of like a waxy texture. But I really like the floss and the croutons and yeah, the herbs. But I feel like if you put some sauce on it, I don't know, this maybe?
Yeah. It comes with this sauce, so I'm assuming that's what you're supposed to put on. Hopefully it's not too spicy for you.
And you get like a tray of 10.
Yeah, it's definitely for sharing.
So if you don't like this, then you have a problem. Oh, it is spicy. But it's also sweet. It's good.
I actually love anything spicy, so I'm really excited to try this with this sauce. So let me get some. Pour it all on top. And let's try this. Oh yeah, it's way more firm than I imagined. Now, you'll have to let me know in the comments. Do you Vietnamese people, do you pick up this whole thing and eat it one bite? Or do you just scoop out little pieces?
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yes. All right, I've got the whole thing. I love that. I do think it probably needs that sauce, but it reminds me of like almost like a sweet chili sauce, but it's more chili than sweet. I love that you get that little crunch from that crouton on top, and also that little saltiness from the chicken floss. Yeah, this is really good. And I think that I'll eat all 10 of these, no problem.
The people here are super friendly. They have been showing us everything, and they seem to be really excited that we're filming here, and they've turned the lights on for us, and they even got us some drinks just now that we didn't ask for. I don't know if this is rice, or maybe this like cheese milk on top. I think it's soy milk actually. Yeah, tastes like soy milk, but sweet, but not quite sweet. It's good, like it.
Since we've spent so much time in Vietnam, it's always a treat to try some new dishes that we've never had before. So I'm so happy that we got to come to this place. I love these dishes. I love this noodle dish. And now let's try this drink, whatever the hell this is. Yeah, totally tastes like some sort of soy milk drink. It also has these little jellies in them. Maybe grass jelly. It is hot as always in Vietnam. So this is super refreshing, especially with a hot meal like this. Next up, we have a street food called Bánh Xèo. which is this rice paper salad basically. From what I heard, usually you can find this by little old ladies selling this at the park, but we actually went to kind of a restaurant to get this, so it looks like a posh version. As far as I know, usually you get this in like a plastic bag and then you mix it up and you kind of just eat it at the side of the road, but we have this nice little paper container. And ours comes with what looks like maybe papaya, quail egg. It's got some kind of animal floss, either pork or chicken, and also, of course, these little strips of rice paper. I would never just go and eat a rice paper thing on its own, so I'm very curious what the texture is going to be like of this. But let's give this a mix. Oh, it's in like a big block. All right, 5 minutes later, after mixing this up, I'm ready for this delicious bite. I think I got everything in there. I have a little piece of pork skin. I've got some of that papaya or mango, whatever that is. Let's go. So chewy. So many textures going on in this thing. Honestly, when I saw this, I wasn't really expecting much from it, but this is actually really delicious. There's so many different flavors and textures going on. You have that crunch from that pork skin. You got this nice freshness from the fruit, and the rice paper itself is really chewy. I thought maybe it would be hard to chew, but once the moisture gets in from all these other ingredients, it's kind of got like a nice bite to it. And there's also all these fresh herbs and chilies and spices. This thing is absolutely delicious, and it's a perfect street food snack.
This is a lot different than I thought. When I saw it online and it was in the bag, it kind of reminded me of that snack food they eat in Texas, and I don't know if they eat it in Mexico, but they eat like Doritos and they mix it in a bag. I thought it was like kind of like hard, like crunchy. This is like really gooey, I don't know.
Well, obviously rice paper, when it gets wet, gets more like of a gooey texture.
I
But
thought it was gonna be crispy.
it is a little bit.
It's almost like chewing gum.
Yeah, I know, right?
It becomes all like gummy and sticky. I really like the papaya or mango. It gives it a nice crunch. It's interesting, it's good. I could never eat the whole thing of it because it's too spicy for me. I guess you can eat most of this. It's very interesting.
I don't know if Anya is convinced with this, but I'm absolutely in love with this. It's such a unique snack, and as I said, so many textures and flavors. So let me know in the comments, what is your favorite street snack to get here in Ho Chi Minh? So good. We have an absolute feast here ahead of us, and I cannot wait to eat everything. We ordered 3 different dishes, 2 of which are actually in the name of this restaurant, which I will put up on the screen. Now, we came here for the star of the show, which is Bánh Xèo. Now, I think that translates to sizzling cake, and I think the name of it basically is meant to be the sound that it makes when it goes into the pan, because it makes this nice sizzling and crackling sound. And as you can see, this thing is extremely crispy. Now, we've had this dish before, but we've had it in the north and in central Vietnam, where it's actually different. It comes in little small pans instead, so each pancake is basically the size of a plate rather than this huge Bánh Xèo pancake here. Inside, you have all these different ingredients. You've got some pork, you've got bean sprouts, you've got shrimp, and I think it's made with turmeric and coconut milk for the batter. We also got 2 other things, but we'll get into those after. Let's just try this while it's nice and hot. I don't even know how to rip this apart. Like, do Vietnamese people, do you use your hands? Do you use chopsticks to tear this apart? I'm not really sure. There's some other people here right now. It looks like they're wrapping this in lettuce, which for the smaller ones, we used to wrap it in rice paper, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's try this out. Let's get ourselves some fresh lettuce. And I don't know, can I use my hands? Is this bad? I feel like I need to rip this apart with my hands. I'm sorry if this is all wrong. Oh, it's so crispy, but also a little bit gooey at the same time.
There's so much in it.
Yeah, it's absolutely stacked. Let me get myself a piece of pork. There's also onions in here. That's unusual. And I guess I wrap this up. I'm not sure if you're meant to dip this in the fish sauce or this other brown sauce that's on the table, but I'm gonna try this with some fish sauce, so let's go. That was a big bite. Maybe don't do it like I did. Don't take such a big bite, but that is so good, man. It's so crispy. You have like this freshness from the vegetables, but also the fattiness of the pork. And this fish sauce adds like a sweetness and a hint of savoriness as well. This is absolutely delicious.
This restaurant is really cool because it's basically like somebody's house in the back of some parking spots in an alleyway. Yeah, and then I guess whenever there's people, they just bring out some plastic tables and chairs and just put them down. And even over there, like far away from the restaurant, there's people sitting there. So it's pretty cool. And we watched the other people eating, and I guess they kind of rip off the pancake and then pick out some ingredients with the chopsticks. I love those shrimp. It's really crunchy because you still have that shell on the outside, even though I took the tail off. And the pork is super fatty, at least the piece that I had. It's really yummy. But yeah, it's quite different, I feel like, than the one we had in Hanoi.
Yeah, it's way different than the ones you get in the north or in central Vietnam.
I feel like in the north, all the ingredients are more like baked into the pancake.
Yeah, instead of set on top.
And I really like actually using the leaves because it gives it like more freshness. And this one tastes really yummy. I don't know what kind this is. But yeah, I just love all the herbs in Vietnam and stuff. Yeah, it's delicious. We got another thing which is called bánh cat. And they're basically these little mini bánh xèo, so at least that's what they look like to me. Maybe they're made out of the same batter. Yeah, I see mung bean and they all have a big shrimp in them. There's also some green onion. And then there's like a blob of something. Oh, it's coconut. That's so weird. I thought it was mayonnaise, but it's actually almost sweet. Not really, it's like very faint. It's really good. Let me try this.
I wonder if you're supposed to dip these in anything, because I mean, they already have that on top.
Yeah, and I don't want to like put fish
Just try
sauce
it.
on coconut. I don't know.
Try it straight up.
That is so weird because the coconut just reminds me of dessert. Well, it's not sweet. The batter's a lot thicker than the bánh xèo, so you taste it a lot more. It's kind of like oily. I don't know, maybe it would be good with fish sauce. Oops. Let me see. I think so. I think it needs sauce.
Really?
But it's good, yeah. I like it. I think I like the bánh xèo better, but it's still good.
This is a dish I had never even heard of before we came here to Saigon. So I'm really looking forward to try this. It is so crispy, and this coconut cream on top looks very unique. I think I'm also gonna try it without sauce first.
I think it's definitely better with sauce.
That is so unique. You're right though. I think the batter itself doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, although that shrimp is plump and delicious, but I think a dip of fish sauce would make it better. Totally. I feel like on their own, they taste a little bit plain, and as you said, kind of greasy, but with the fish sauce, it kind of cuts through that a little bit because obviously with the fish sauce, it's nice and sweet. So I think with the fish sauce is better, and you'll have to let us know how to properly eat this. Do you eat this with herbs? Do you dip it in fish sauce? I have no idea how to eat this. Let us know. Our third item at this restaurant is cuốn, which is fresh spring rolls or summer rolls. And these things are absolutely stacked. They're nice and sticky from that rice paper. They've got shrimp inside, some pork, all these different herbs and some noodles. These look amazing. And they also gave us this dark sauce with it. I'm not sure if this is a peanut sauce or maybe a fermented fish sauce, so we'll find out. There's a peanut on top, so I'm assuming peanut. Cuốn are probably one of our favorite things to eat in Vietnam because they are so fresh. They feel like such a nice, healthy snack. This sauce, it's not really a peanut sauce. It's almost like hoisin-y. Yeah, this is really, really good. And I love the combination of this sweet sauce with this nice, fresh spring roll. Definitely a winner.
We always make these at home, but usually we put like pickled vegetables and cucumber and stuff. Let's see.
Yeah, I feel like you can get them filled with anything. We've ordered them on delivery before, and there's so many different kinds of ingredients.
There's a bunch of bean sprouts in this one, which I like. Yeah, it's so fresh, so delicious, so light as well, because it's always hot here, so it feels like it's just the perfect dish. And this, I don't know, it's almost like a peanutty hoisin gravy or something. I find it really funny sitting here because it's so difficult to sit on these small chairs and tables for a long time. Like, or at least my Western legs are not made for this. Like, my legs are falling asleep and I can't even move. I think I prefer the Hanoi or Northern style of Bánh Xèo a little bit more, but I kind of like that you don't actually get the rice paper here. I like just eating it with the lettuce.
Rice paper makes it more filling.
Yeah, this feels like really fresh whenever you just take a bite, and the Bánh Xèo just gives it a crunch, so it's more like for texture, I feel like. So yeah, it's quite nice. I like it. And I really like this fish sauce. It's really sweet. The next dish we're gonna try is called cuốn, and it's a rice noodle salad with meats and spring rolls. This one has carrots, bean sprouts, peanuts. There's lettuce, I think, at the bottom. Looks delicious. And it comes with this sauce, fish sauce,
Yeah.
and you pour it over.
And there's always a lot of sugar in this fish sauce mixture.
And I think then you just like mix it together. And
Look at it. It looks so good.
I think there might be different meats in here too. And they grill them over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is really fresh. That is so yummy. That is so fresh. Tastes like kind of the sweet rice noodle salad. I don't know. The meat's really sweet. And then the sauce is kind of sweet. Let me try this spring roll. The spring roll is quite thick. I feel like they're always kind of like that. The outside is thick. And this one has like meat inside. Maybe mushrooms as well. Yeah, this is so good. And like, again, being in Vietnam and it being so hot, I feel like this is like the ideal dish to eat without like overheating. Yeah.
I'm gonna add even more of this fish sauce because I absolutely love this.
I think there's oil in it too, maybe. I don't know.
You can see little chili flakes on top too. I feel like this is probably one of my favorite Vietnamese dishes because it has everything. It's got fresh herbs, it's got noodles, it's got this nicely grilled charcoal pork. It's almost like a southern version of bún chả, which is something we'd eat all the time when we were living in Hanoi in the north. But instead of having the ingredients separate, they're all together in one bowl. All right. I'm gonna take a bite of this. Oh yeah, it is sweet. Some of these noodles. And of course some veggies. That pork has such a nice charcoal grilled taste. Like Ani said, they're grilling it freshly right in front of the restaurant. This is absolutely delicious, and I feel like this is probably one of the best that I've had here so far. This is absolutely amazing. If you come here to the south, definitely try this dish. For our final dish of the day, we have ourselves some com tam, or some broken rice. And what this has is this delicious looking pork cutlet. It has broken rice, it's got pork skin, some vegetables, and also this cha, or basically a Vietnamese sausage. Typically this is actually eaten at breakfast time, but we're here in the late afternoon, and there are still plenty of people eating it, so I guess it's not just us. But if you're Vietnamese, you will have to let us know. Do you eat this only in the morning or any time of the day?
And we actually got an egg added now because we forgot it when we ordered. But I feel like you always need an egg. If you can have an egg with any meal, there needs to be an egg. So I made myself a bite of everything, I think. Egg, cha, pork, rice, even some carrot on top. That is delicious. I actually love the carrot on top because it's pickled. It adds like a super nice crunch, kind of like in a banh mi. And yeah, this is just delicious. I mean, it's nothing like super special. The sauce is a little bit spicy now. I like the sauce, sweet and spicy. But yeah, I guess like you have pork chop in Canada and in Germany and stuff, but it's just delicious.
Although we absolutely love Vietnamese food and will try absolutely anything once, there are people who travel that are more picky eaters. And I feel like this is the kind of dish that like pretty much anybody could enjoy. Because we have stuff like this back home in Canada where I'm from, pork chops and rice. That's like a dish I grew up eating. And I feel like a lot of Western people too. This is not a crazy dish, but it is absolutely delicious. So I've got myself a bite of absolutely everything as well. The pork skin, some egg. Let's try it. This is absolutely delicious. And what's unique about this version compared to other ones I've had is that it's topped with these little crispy pork rinds, which is interesting. I've never had a com tam topped with a pork rind like that. This is really good. You really taste the charcoal grill on this pork chop. I feel like you see stands selling this absolutely everywhere. A lot of them are directly on the street, grilling them on the street. But this is kind of a more posh place, so I feel like you can pretty much go anywhere to try this. This probably isn't the best one we've ever had, but this dish itself is something that you have to try if you come here.
I want to try the char on its own because it looks really interesting. It does look a lot different than the char we used to have in Hanoi. It almost looks like, does it have like vermicelli noodles in it or something?
I feel like it often does.
Yeah, and maybe mushrooms and stuff. It's a lot softer. It reminds me of meatloaf. And I feel like I've not had char like that before. I feel like the char in Hanoi we used to eat with bangkun, and it would be kind of like bologna or something. This one is more like a meatloaf, which is really yummy and interesting. It's kind of sweet on top too.
And in case you were wondering where the name of this dish came from, obviously as you can see, the rice pieces are broken. And I guess back in the day, after harvesting the rice, there would always be broken pieces. And instead of feeding that to the animals and getting rid of it, they came up with this dish so that they could actually utilize all these leftover rice pieces after a harvest. So this is just an incredible dish. I really, really like it.
I didn't really understand what broken rice is. I don't feel like it tastes any different.
It doesn't taste different, but as you can see, the grains are all broken into little pieces rather than full grains. That's what it means, broken rice. She never noticed until now.
This is the end of our video. We're so full. All the food was so delicious. I can't wait to eat more Vietnamese food. Let us know what your favorite dishes in the south of Vietnam, and also let us know what we should still eat and what we've missed. And obviously we always eat loads of food in all our videos, even if it's not a food tour, so make sure to watch the first one we released and also all the videos that are still gonna come in Vietnam.
But if you did like this video, please give it a like, write us a comment, and by far the most important thing is to hit that subscribe button. But that is it for this one. See you on the next one. Bye.